It's 4 a.m. The room is dead silent except for the faint hum of your phone. Your eyes are strained, your thumb is hovering, and you just spent the last 4 hours of watching short, vertical episodes of people you didn't know existed when you went to bed. We've all been trapped in this loop. For years, traditional media dismissed vertical microdramas as low budget guilty pleasures or mindless algorithmic filler. But something massive has shifted. Hit series like Hate to Love You aren't just capturing casual scrollers, they are locking our narrative psychology. To understand why these shows are so addictive, we have to look at the melodrama and look at the architecture of the format itself. The 9:16 aspect ratio functions as an emotional pressure cooker. In standard cinema, the camera gives you context, landscapes, background details, breathing room. In microdrama, the environment is erased. The background doesn't exist. You are forced uncomfortably close to the characters. You aren't just an observer, you are trapped in their personal space. Today, we are executing a complete psychological and structural deconstruction of ReelShort's massive flagship series, Hate to Love You. We will analyze how this narrative weaponizes classic literary tropes, manipulates pacing, and uses subtle physical acting to turn a chaotic premise into genuine psychological warfare. Starring Hannah Lowry and Blake Manning, Hate to Love You takes the classic enemies to lovers and campus romance tropes and twists them into a high stakes thriller about identity and emotional self defense. Let's dissect our protagonist. Kennedy Clark. She enters an elite private university with one strict rule: total, absolute anonymity. No one campus can know her true identity. Why? Because she is the hidden biological sister of Gage Clark, the university's most famous high profile football star. Kennedy's obsession with hiding isn't born out of shame for her brother. It is an act of preservation against severe emotional trauma. In her past school, a narcissistic boy named Parker Stanton pretended to care for her, completely exploiting her innocence just to get close to Gage, boost his own ego, and publicly humiliate her online. That experience left a devastating mark. It fractured her relationship with her brother and turned her world into a cynical landscape where every attractive girl is a potential predator. Hannah Lowry plays Kennedy with a brilliant defensive edge. She isn't a shy nerd. She is an academic weapon who uses her books and quiet demeanor as a tactical shield to keep the world at bay. To fully grasp the stakes, we have to look at the third piece of the psychological puzzle. Gage Clark, played by Carter Moxan in a standard college drama. The popular older brother is often a distant figure or an unyielding authority. Here, Gage is trapped in his own cycle of guilt. He loves his sister unconditionally, but he carries the burden of her past trauma. He knows that his fame was the bait used to hurt her, but he consents to the ultimate insult, pretending she doesn't exist. Carlton Moxan's performance brings a delicate balance of quiet confidence and underlying overprotectiveness. His presence acts as a ticking time bomb within the story. Every time he attempts to shield Kennedy, he inadvertently heightens the risk of her exposure, making the secret of their sibling dynamic feel entirely illegal. But a defensive shield only works until it meets a force it can't predict. That force is Shay Coleman, played by Blake Manning. Shay is loud, effortless, incredibly charismatic, and completely unbothered by other people's boundaries. The turning point of the entire narrative happens on a Friday night. Shay and Kennedy's college project team decide to skip a crucial study session to attend a wild party at Gates' door. Wanting to hold them accountable, Kennedy tracks them down, resulting in a fierce public confrontation. The argument escalates, leading to a chaotic moment where Kennedy falls into the pool and Shy jumps in to pull her out. On the surface, it's a classic romance trope, but beneath the water, the psychological gears shift. Kennedy discovers a terrifying truth: Shay isn't just a random playboy. He's her brother Gates' absolute faircast campus rival. Because of the vertical format, traditional big screen acting looks fake and overblown. The actors in Hate to Love You understand this limitation perfectly, leaning heavily into micro expressions. Blake Manning maximizes his physical traits to build intrigue. He relies on a hyper controlled posture and eyes that suggest far more calculation than his actions allow. He communicates a deep internal focus just through a lingering gaze that lasts a fraction of a second too long. Hannah Lowry mirrors this technique beautifully through the physical transition of her chapter's armor. In early episodes, every gesture from Kennedy is structured to deflect attention. But as Shay pushes closer, her physical defenses begin to fight. Her expressions give way to confusion and unscripted stillness, communicating an authentic emotional evolution that dialogue alone could never capture. Campus rivalry, Shy versus Gage. Kennedy's dilemma, love versus retribution. Is Shy's love genuine, or is she a weapon to destroy her brother? This revelation sets off a dangerous game of emotional hide and seek. To Kennedy, getting close to Shy means walking straight back into the trap that destroyed her past. She assumes he must be used her to get back at Gage. She ignores her heart, builds her walls higher, and actively avoids his presence. But the show handles this push and pull dynamic with incredible pacing. The more Kennedy pulls away, the harder Shay pushes. He shows up at her dorm unannounced. He flirts with her openly in public. He completely disregards her boundaries, not out of malice, but because he is deeply drawn to her refusal to bow down to his status. This culminates in a sudden, intense kiss that completely shatters Kennedy's rational defenses. Instead of flinching away, her body welcomes the moment, throwing her into an intense internal conflict where desire clashes directly with past trauma. The moment reality returns, her trauma whispers back in her ear. Her defense mechanism switches from attraction back to pure hostility, initially initiating a secret, forbidden relationship. They hide in the shadows, going on secret dates and stealing moments behind Gage's back. Their rivalry becomes a smoke screen to protect a mutual, dangerous addiction. What makes Hate to Love You a masterpiece of narrative suspense is its uses of a double blind structure. Kennedy is lying to Shay about her identity to protect herself. Shay is keeping secrets about his true motivations. This leaves the audience hanging over a cliff, facing two distinct, thrilling possibilities for the ending. The ultimate deception, Shay has been entirely aware of Kennedy's identity from day one. His charm, his pursuit, and his passion over all part of a calculated, cold-blooded scheme to target a vulnerable girl, break her heart, and destroy his ultimate enemy, Gage. If this is true, Kennedy's deep fears are realized, plunging her into a profound emotional heartbreak. When we look closely at Hate to Love You, we see why vertical television has evolved into a legitimate cultural force. This show doesn't succeed despite its structural constraints, it succeeds because of them. The production understands that in a world of short attention spans, you cannot waste time on meaningless fluff. Every single frame must carry thematic weight. Every tight posture, every lingering glance, and every sharp line of dialogue must advance the psychological chess match. It traps us in a compelling moral fog where clean victories don't exist, where heroes act out of fear to survive, and where the people we love are the ones we are most terrified to trust. So the next time you find yourself awake at 4 a.m., staring down at vertical screen and wondering how you got there, don't feel bad. You haven't just fallen for a cheap media trap. You are witnessing a masterclass in modern narrative pacing. What do you think? Is Chai truly in love with Kennedy? Or is he playing the ultimate campus game? And will Kennedy find a way to step out of the shadows of her past without breaking her own heart? Drop your deepest theories in the comments below. If you want more deep structural breakdowns or analysis of the stories redefining modern television, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next analysis.